I'd rather have my health than $1,000,000. You want to be wealthy, right? Wealth is something you build. You have to make the right choice. 24 hours in a day you have. This is your jar, it's empty. And now you need to fill this up with 5 things. If you value life, your standard, you cannot be bought. Good evening, everyone. Namaste. Salam alaikum. Okay, you guys ready? Okay, good. You want to be wealthy, right? Just this part? You want to be wealthy? Okay, good. So tonight, I want to teach you the 5 components. Okay, 5. There's only 5 components on how you could build wealth. You know, wealth is built. You know this? You have to build it. Wealth is something you build. Now, people don't know what wealth is really, because there's 5 wealth. And so I want you to imagine tonight that you have this huge jar, empty. And this jar is your 24 hours in that day. Okay? 24 hours in the day you have. This is your jar, it's empty. And now you need to fill this up with 5 things. See 5? 5 things. Okay, so you have your rock. Okay? You have your stones. You have your pebbles. You know what pebbles is? Smaller than a stone. You have your sand. And you have water. So you have to put this, you have no choice. Well, you have a choice, but you have to make the right choice. Okay, what do you put in first? Stone or the rock? The rock. Okay, so we put in the rock first. And what is this rock? What does the rock represent in your life? Well, we have many priorities. We gotta define what that is. So your rock means that what makes you grounded. Agree? So when you say rock, it's our rock, you know? And what is our rock? Something that we hold on to when there's a storm, when we have troubles, right? And what is that? Knowledge. Spiritual knowledge, principles, which you're learning right now. Now, you may not be aware you're actually building one of your most important wealth, which is wisdom. Your most important wealth is wisdom, knowledge, which people take for granted. And why do we send our kids to school? Why do they go to school? To get knowledge. Why do we read books? To get knowledge. Why do we need knowledge? Because it is our rock. Why didn't you just let them go chase the money right away? Because the most important wealth is wisdom, knowledge, which people are not paying attention. That is real wealth. So that is your rock. And you have to learn how to put that daily on a jar first. Why that first? Why should it be that first? Why should it be wisdom first? Because the rest would fit, right? If you put in the water, the sand, And all of these small things, which we always prioritize, the small things, you won't be able to put in the rock. You would say, oh, I don't have time for it. Why? Because you've already filled up your jar with other things, smaller things. You understand? So you cannot put the rock anymore. So what is the first thing we do in the day? What's the first thing we put on our jar? Knowledge and wisdom. This must be a continuous learning for us. Just like right now. And what are those things? Spiritual principles. Spiritual values. And why is this important? Because without this, you cannot build the next wealth. What is the next wealth? What is the next wealth? Health. Is health wealth? Is being healthy your real wealth? It is also wealth. One of the most, second important components of building wealth is your health wealth. Do you agree? Now, you know why people fail in building their health? Because they don't have the rock. They don't have the spiritual principles. They don't have the discipline to say no to drugs, alcohol, cigarette. They don't have the rock that they could stand and be confident and tell their friend, no, I'm not going to take this. It's not good for me. Why? Because they don't have knowledge. They're ignorant in a way. Because why would you? If you have a beautiful car today, would you put ketchup where the gasoline should be put? Why would you do that, right? Isn't that like crazy? How are you going to run your Mercedes-Benz? What, you put in salt? You put in whatever, chips? It's going to destroy the car. So why are you doing that with your most powerful vehicle? Because you don't have wisdom, no backbone. Why? Because you did not build the wealth of wisdom. And that's why most of us are failing with the most important wealth we have. Health. Physical and mental. Now, anyone in this room cannot disagree that health, physical, mental, is wealth. Okay, you have $1 million, you have $1 billion, but you have cancer. You're sick. You could die tomorrow. What's the value of $1 billion? $1 million. If you have money, you have a big house, you have cars, you have a jet, and you're sick. You're just having a toothache. If you just have a toothache, that's already a big thing, right? It's so hard to concentrate. So health is so important, and always emphasize this. Because what's the value of what we're doing if you don't take care of your health wealth? I'd rather have my health than $1 million. And I hope you have that same priority. You understand this? Right? And that's value. When you talk about value, you ask someone, I always ask people, what do you value the most? And they answer me, oh, I want to have a $20,000 earning. That's your value? I question right away. Because if you have that value, you could be corrupted. What should you value then? Japadas. You know what I value? My life. That's what I value. The rest comes into place. Because if you value money, you value car, you value all the material possessions you have, you could be corrupted. Why? Let's say you're earning at $10,000, right? And I offer you $20,000. Would you work for me right away? You would, right? Why? Oh, that's $20,000. So you're going to leave your partner. Just like I had many offers to start a new company, right? In the beginning, when we were starting. Why was I not bought? Because I value life. I value my relationship with my partner. You cannot buy me. Now the question is, can you be bought? See? If you could be bought today, you have an issue. You're cheap. Then you're not understanding your own value. If you don't understand your own value, and you don't know your value, how precious you are, then who's going to value you? In fact, you're the one saying, I'm this is my value. Okay, that's why you're cheap, right? Exactly. But if you value life, your standard, you cannot be bought. And that's what you should understand. First thing you must do is value life. Then immediately you put up a high standard. And the standard you set always pursues you. You set a small standard, it pursues you. Small. If you have a high standard, the standard follows you. Okay, so what's the second wealth? Health. That is your stone. Stone. So in the jar, you put the what first? What do you put first on the jar? The rock. The second? The stone. Then you have the pebbles. What are the pebbles in your life? You know pebbles? Like smaller than stones. What are your pebbles? Relationship. Is relationship wealth as well? Huh? Is it wealth, relationship? Would you say it's wealth? Yes. Thank you. Would you say it's wealth? Okay. Should I wear it like this? Like this? Is this Moroccan or? Okay, Habibi. Thank you. Now I lost my thoughts. Relationship. Is relationship important? Yes. Is it wealth? Yes. Of course it's wealth. Today we have I have relationship all over the place. Okay? Not wives, okay? I only have one wife. Relationship is wealth because everywhere you go, you have friends, connections. In fact, that's the most valuable asset that you could have in network marketing. You know this, right? Yes. This is wealth. Relationship you build is wealth that generates so many things. Fun, excitement, happiness, right? Imagine being so rich, wealthy, healthy, but you don't have a relationship. You cannot express love, you cannot express feelings and all of those things which makes you whole. So relationship is wealth. So that's your pebbles that you need to learn how to put into this jar of time that you have, which is only 24 hours, right? Half of it we're asleep. What's the fourth one? Your sand. What is your sand? Community. Society. Because we must always give back to society. This is what in service stands for. serving, right? And if you serve society, the society you serve, the communities you serve, that interconnected, your tribe, whatever you want to call it. We all have tribes, where we come from, our culture. That is wealth. And last, your water. It's fluid, liquid, it's temporary. That's where the money wealth comes in. Most people, though, chase the water first. Or they would chase one particular aspect of wealth. But it doesn't work that way. You could be wealthy and sick. You could be wealthy and not have good relationship, right? We know someone today who's very, very wealthy, who's very, very powerful. He's even the president of a very famous country, but he's hated by so many people. That's wealth here, and missing on certain part of wealth. So when we speak of wealth, we want to be more like holistic in our approach.